Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everyone.
Hey,
Hello.
good morning.
Morning, Greg.
Sorry, I'm running a little behind today, and also Bob is traveling. He's headed to the airport, so he wasn't here either, but good to see everyone. And let me bring up my info sheet here. So looks like we've got all returners here. I'm not seeing anyone that has never been on the Mastermind referral group, so don't need to go through the whole spiel there. We can jump right into to hearing from Jasmina. She's going to present to us today. So, do you have some slides that you were going to
Yes, I
share
do.
with us?
Please, yes,
Okay,
I would love
so
to have the
I
ability
don't
to share.
have the ability to share the screen. So if Bob's assistant could please either
Wait,
make me the co-host or give
okay, okay,
Jasmine.
sure.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. But um, got a couple of other announcements I'll cover after we hear uh, from our today's presenters, Jasmina.
Okay. So
All
it's still
right, so there you go.
disabled.
You should have the ability to share your screen now.
Yay, awesome. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this technology that I'm using, and I love it, and I share it with my friends and loved ones and clients. And I want to start by showing you a very short 2-minute video because that's going to explain a lot what this is. And hopefully you can hear the sound. Let's see.
Light,
Is it working?
an ancient form of
Yeah.
energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works.
Well, Nancy, hold on 1 second. Hold on.
The patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative powers and provide specific health benefits, all without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals, all helping you to stay healthy and young. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
There you go. So you have seen the basis of this technology. It's all based in photons. So nothing goes in the body. This is what the patch looks like. It's super thin. It literally looks like a round Band-Aid. And this part inside is what reflects your own photons back into the body. So it's very cool, cutting edge technology. So instead of talking about technology, I was thinking, let me show you some things. And I'm just going to go to my desktop and then just scroll over where I need to go, which is all the way here. So I want to show you some of the results, some things that happen, when you wear the patches. So this lady had a huge tumor on her face. This is one day after surgery. You see massive scars. And then 5 days later, look at that. So if some people here, I think we have a medical doctor here, you will see how quickly the healing happens and practically no scar tissue. And that's because She was using our X39 patch, which actually elevates a substance in the body, which is called GHK copper peptide. If we look at the PubMed, we will find scientific articles that show that GHK copper peptide, when it's elevated, your own stem cells are active. So that's the cool part of it. And then we have a glutathione patch that actually elevates your own production of glutathione by up to 300%. I want to show you some other pictures where the body just fixes itself. So again, nothing goes in the body, no chemicals, no drugs. It's just reminder to your body, hey, you know how to fix yourself. So let's go do it, right? Because our stem cell activity was very high when we were young, and that's usually the time when people have the least health problems. So here you can see that the veins go back where they belong. This person almost lost their hand, and this is 63 days from here to here. Of course, it's a masterful surgeon activity. I can't even imagine connecting everything that's in the hand. So this kiddo, he had a snowboarding accident. 5 days later, he looked awesome for his job interview. I love this one. This is a lady from Denmark. Her daughter just wanted her mom to feel better. Look at her eyes. They tell you that she actually does feel better, right? And this is a lady from Australia. She was smart enough to take her photos. This is not about the beauty. Of course, the beauty comes from inside out. So when we activate the body's ability to optimize how it works, then things like this happen on the outside. And you bet the same stuff is happening on the inside as well. And then I want to show you a couple more stories. This is Jane from New Jersey. So pain, inflammation. She noticed a difference 6 hours after applying the patch. Let me see. Okay, here, I'll close this one. Let's pull up this guy's. The next morning, she was able to get out of bed without struggle. So a lot of pain issues get resolved pretty quickly. This is an interesting one. This is my friend Peggy from Texas. She's 79. She'll be 80 actually in June. And she did a bone density scan in February of 2022. And this is the results. The probability of major osteoporotic fracture is 18%, so anywhere in her body. And then hip fracture is 9%. After using the patches for a year, her general fracture probability went down to 11%, and her hip fracture from 9 to 2.1. That is huge. When doctors see this, they're like, what the heck you doing? Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. So she is more than happy. And this is another friend, Alex, and he is in his 60s and he loves kayaking, he loves activity, and he's just super happy that he doesn't have any aches or pains that are stopping him from enjoying his life. So this is a lifestyle thing, because the patches work regardless of age. This is a nurse. She has had this skin issue for 48 years. I mean, imagine that must have been terrible, because it's not just pain, it's not just the way it looks, but it peels, it hurts, it's just really, really bad. So 35 days on X39 and our Eon, which is our anti-inflammatory patch. So you have 24-hour coverage. That's the result. And then I wanted to go back to the glutathione patch that I showed you when the lady was healing after surgery. Glutathione is something that we don't talk much about, we don't know about, but actually it's super important master antioxidant in our body. And this picture, that is from PubMed, it shows all the different issues, all the different problems that glutathione is a part of, lack of glutathione is a part of. So if you keep your levels of glutathione elevated, you will more easily avoid dealing with any of these things. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to leave a couple of minutes for any questions that you guys may have, and then I will put in the chat some information that you can reach out to me or check things out yourself. So do you have any questions By the way, this company is 20 years old now, and it all started with the military actually requesting from the current owner, and he's also the inventor, to find a solution for special forces, for black ops, to stay awake for 24 or 48 hours without having to use chemicals, which are bad for your kidneys and liver. And that's how the first patch came about. And now, 20 years later, we have about 12 of them. And one of the patches is also great for your skincare. And we have also very clean skincare that I love. I'm terrible with skincare. I have no patience for like 17 layers of stuff. And this is just day cream, night cream, eye cream, done. So let me know if you have any questions.
I have a
Yeah,
lot
I've got
of
a,
them.
oh, go ahead, Michelle. Go ahead,
Of
Michelle.
course. So are the patches generalized? So in other words, it's one patch that treats everything, or are they specialized patches?
There are specialized patches. There is a patch. The X39 is a patch that actually deals with a lot of different things. And that would be the one that I usually tell people that's the one to start with. And let's just throw this kind of like a big general blanket over you. Okay. I will show you one more screen here. Am I sharing? I'm not sharing my screen, right?
No.
So let me just share screen really quickly here and show you this. Okay, it's not going there just easily. Okay, so these are the benefits of just the X39 patch. Okay, it covers really a lot of things, because once we have elevated GHK copper peptides, they will reset 1/3 of your genes back into younger and healthier state. And one of those genes that gets reset is the stem cell gene, activating gene. So that's why this is the most important one. So that's what you start with. The second most important one would be our anti-inflammatory patch. It's called Eon. And that way you wear one patch for 12 hours and then you peel it off, you throw it away. And then at night you can put the anti-inflammatory, because we know today doctors are telling us inflammation is behind all the main killers of humanity. So
Is it FDA approved?
it is actually, it's not approved because this is not a supplement. This is a device. So it's a registered FDA Class 1 medical device. Okay.
Yep.
It's Class 1. It means that it can only help you. It cannot harm you.
So is it covered by insurance, do you know?
And not yet. Hopefully in the near future.
As a class 1, though, it might be covered under health savings plans. So
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah.
yeah, Dr. Bob, you were raising your hand.
Yeah. So why do you have to throw the patch away if it's just reflecting light back on the body? Why don't you take it off for 12 hours and put it back on?
Yeah, because the crystals are made of organic amino acids and they literally get used up from the body heat. Okay. They get used up.
You know what the degradation rate is for those?
I'm sure somebody can answer that question that I can connect you with, but not me. Yeah.
If you could find that, I'd be interested.
It's like the light bulb, Bob. You have to have it expire at some point so you can sell another light bulb.
That's what I'm wondering about. So, what do you tell? I've heard great things about X39 for people. I've also heard from some people that it doesn't work, but then it didn't work for them. What do you say to people that? Why do you think it doesn't work for some people, but it works really well for other people?
Well, I would have to talk to these people first, because unfortunately there are people who just put it on one day and oops, it doesn't work. It's kind of like, hey, I took one blood pressure pill and it didn't work. It's kind of the same thing. So you have to give it a fair try. A lot of people just don't have patience for that. And unfortunately, some people that are in business like me, they give people 1 or 2 patches. And that's like the worst disservice somebody can do, because we have 100% money back guarantee for 30 days. So there is no reason for anybody not to use the patches for like 25, 28 days, and give it a full chance of showing you what it can do. And usually people see a difference. Most people see a difference within a week. Some people feel it right away. It's just, everybody's different. And since we're working with body's own ability to show you that change, some people are looking in one direction, the body's doing something else over there. So, I think everybody should give it a fair try. And I'm not saying this is panacea and it's going to help 100% of the people. There are always people that cannot be helped for whatever reason, but I would say most of the people will notice a difference. Absolutely. Yeah. Any
Are
other
the
questions?
studies that you were referencing on PubMed, are those specific to this patch or just to what the patch is doing?
There are studies specific to the patch. And then
Okay.
there is the study that I'm talking about, the GHK copper peptide, that is a study on GHK copper peptide and how it correlates with activity of the stem cells. So
Okay.
that's the study on PubMed. But then there are separate studies that show that our patch effectively elevates GHK copper peptide to statistical significance. Yeah.
Then I think your diagram answered my other question, is where the placement of the patch, because I was wondering, with a fresh scar like that, you're not going to put a patch right over the top of that. So where are they placing that? Does it depend on the what type of patch you're using?
So it does depend what type of patch you're using. There are certain locations that you will see. Like when you get one of our patches, they come with little booklets like this, okay? And then
Okay.
every booklet, usually at the end of the booklet, there is a picture that shows like this is for our energy enhancers. You can see different positions. What you saw was for X39 that basically has those 2 points. Now, those points that are in the booklets, they are clinically tested, and that's why they're in the booklets. It doesn't mean that other points don't work. Very often we use different acupuncture points, actually. And there are situations when you're putting patch close to the problem, and there are situations where you're actually putting it at the opposite part of the body, and it still works because, after all, we are one piece of work, right?
Yeah. So what's the advantage of the you said X39 being looked like it was placed somewhere around the belly button? Is
Yes,
that
because those are like nerve centers. There is a lot of nerves passing through, like this is the C7 area, like the bottom of your neck where you have like a little bump. So that's one location. The other location is about 3 fingers below your belly button. So those are nerve centers in the body. And speaking from Chinese medicine, acupuncture, a lot of the body's energy is flowing through those parts. So when you put them on those locations, actually anywhere centrally, really, they work the best.
right?
Yeah. And 12 hours on, 12 hours off is very important because this is photobiomodulation. So we're modulating biology with photons. And in order to do that, we have to trigger the body. And if you constantly keep something on, then the body's like, whatever, I'm not paying attention to that anymore, right? So that's why we do it 12 hours on, 12 hours off for the same patch.
Dr. Bob.
Yeah, I don't. If anybody else wants to jump in, I don't want to dominate, but I do have some more questions. Well, first of all, if those those crystals are deteriorating, then if you leave the patch on, it doesn't matter, right?
It does matter. It does matter because there are 2 elements. There is frequency, and then there are 2 different things. One of them completely disappears. The other is still there. Okay, so we can talk more. I mean, I can get somebody that can answer your
Okay. All right,
more
so yeah,
technical
that's fine.
questions.
That's fine. By the way, if I ask a question you don't want to answer, just say I'd rather not.
Oh no, I don't have problems answering. It's just sometimes I don't have the answer, but I'm happy to find it for you. Absolutely.
So I'm wondering, like, how long you've been doing X studies, X patches? Well,
Yeah, I've been doing it now for almost 3 years, about
nice.
over 2.5 years.
So I'm wondering, like, how many people have engaged with you, and what percentage of those people have maintained being your clients because it works for them, versus people who it didn't work for or they stopped using.
I would say probably like, I don't know, maybe 85% of the people have really, really good results. I actually have a Facebook page that I can send you where you can go and actually read, like, I don't know, hundreds, maybe even thousands at this point, testimonials And it's not a group, it's just a page that we created for our team. So it's just very kind of localized. Absolutely, yeah. Great
All right,
results. Mhm.
Thanks for those answers.
And what is the cost?
Oh, the cost is actually very affordable. So the patches, the ones that X39, X49 that activate the cells, they are at $150 retail, $99.95 wholesale. So basically, you're looking at $100 for a device that you can only compare to like stem cell injections and that kind of treatments, which you're looking at thousands of dollars. So if somebody is looking, like a friend of mine, he was told by doctors that he needs to have a knee replacement because it was bone on bone. That was back in April of 2020. And he never had the surgery. He started using patches. That same summer, he did what he loves doing every year, which is barefoot water skiing. And so ever since then, he never had the surgery. So that was a very good investment, to use the
Is
patches.
that per month? Is that per month or?
It's per month. Yes, it's for 30 patches. So when you look at them, they come in a sleeve like this, and there are 30 patches in every sleeve. This patch and the anti-inflammatory, the foundational ones, I use every day. My husband uses them every day. There are other patches that are more specific, like energy enhancers. When you know you're going to have a long day, then I take those. Glutathione, maybe twice a week. It just depends what you want to do. You can keep it at basics, just X39, or you can add others, and they're not on a daily basis. Like a pain patch, you only use, I usually tell people, don't use it unless you have pain more than 4, like really, really bad pain. So yeah, that's how it works. And you can wear up to 6 patches during the day or during the night. And some people do in acute situations. When I pulled my hamstring, you bet I did. But 3 days later, there was like nothing. I was bending normally. My husband was totally in shock. He's a medical professional. He's like, I've never seen hamstring like relax so quickly and rebalance itself. It was fascinating. Go
You
ahead.
pull your hamstring. That's what I want. Usually you do that when you're sprinting, like you get past jogging, you start accelerating. And at least that's how I pulled mine when I was running track.
Yeah. It's normally it takes 2 or 3 weeks for it to completely normalize. And it was 3 days later. I wasn't even able to bend
That's
to feed my
amazing.
cat, so it's really quick recovery. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Other questions for Jasmina?
I'm going to throw my contact information in the chat so you can send me that Facebook link. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. And I will put some of my information in the chat as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yep. Dr. DeMar's got a question.
Thanks, Breck. Hey, what about so let's say that I bought the L39 patch, it solved the problem that I was using. How long is the patch active for? So I stop using it, and let's say I've got half of the pack available.
Theoretically, they have some date on them. They come with the date imprinted on them. But I will tell you honestly, I was talking to somebody, I was networking, and this gentleman said, oh, my daughter bought some patches and they don't work. I'm like, I would love to talk with your daughter. And so I'm talking with her, and she said, oh, I bought them 3 years ago. And I said, you still have any? And so I explained to her, she was using them completely in the wrong way. She didn't know what to do. And so I explained to her, and I said, you know what? Don't order new patches. Let's try and see, because now when you know how to use them, let's see, put them on. And they were completely fine 3 years later. So that was way past expiration date. So unless you bake them in the sun somewhere, unless you keep them in your car, in a hot car in the summer, if you keep them in a normal temperature inside of the house, there is nothing there to go bad, because inside where the crystals are, that's sealed on the front and it's sealed on the back, and then there is adhesive on the back. And so when you peel this, you can either glue it to your skin, or you can even flip it around and stick it and glue it to your clothing, because it's a little mirror. It's not releasing anything in the body, and it works both ways. It's very
It works through the clothing.
It actually works also through the clothing. Yes. What I like to do, I like to glue it on the inside of my clothing, but it does work through clothing. It actually works for some people through cast.
So if you put it on the inside of your clothing, it's reverse.
It doesn't matter. It's
doesn't matter.
still, the crystals is still in there.
So I'm interested in what you said about this bone on bone guy who's barefoot water skiing, and because I have knee pain and knee weakness, and I've had it for a bunch of years, and I'm wondering what you've heard from anecdotally people with knee problems.
Oh, absolutely.
What's
I
the
can
time frame? What's the time?
I can even put you in touch with his wife.
And I'm just wondering, like, of the people experience looking out there from the testimonials, what's the time frame for people to recognize benefit? Like, if I could throw those patches on for a month, like 30 days, like they say, or 29 days, and get the kind of results that might be possible, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
So you will see some results. I'm not sure exactly, because again, everybody is different. So it's you can't say exactly, but you will see some difference within a month. And we usually tell people, keep using the patches for 1 month for every decade of your life. That's what we usually advise people. So if you're in your 50s, I would give it 5 months to really see a major difference. But what I'm saying is, within a month, people see enough benefit. They're like, okay, yeah, this is working. Let me keep going, And then the longer you use it, the more benefits you see.
So if you don't see benefits in a month, does that mean it's probably not going to work for you?
Yeah, but I haven't seen anybody who has actually given it a fair try, not said like, oh yeah, I tried it 3 times, I don't want to do this anymore, who really gave it. Because the moment you put the patch on, your GHK copper peptides go up. That's just what happens. And then if you look at the science, when GHK copper peptides are up, your body is resetting the genes and it's activating the stem cells, and the body knows where to send the stem cells. It may have a higher priority point. So you may have a knee problem, but maybe you have also a problem somewhere internally that you're maybe not even aware of. Your body is going to fix itself in the order of its priority for maintaining life. So that's the only situation where you wouldn't see something. You may be looking at something very focused. That's why I usually tell people, when you start using the patches, I want you to write down your list of everything that's bothering you, everything that comes to mind. Just write a big list and throw it in the drawer, and let's pull it out in 3 weeks.
So if my son is bothering me, I should put my son on the list, and maybe that'll help.
Yeah, that's a little bit tougher. I would have to refer you to Legal Shield to kick him out of your will.
Okay.
Peabody Award-winning Mike Hayes, you're up next, and then Moshe.
Okay, thank you. I have dystonia, and I wonder how it works for balance.
Mike, let's talk one-on-one, okay? Because I need to learn more about your symptoms. I don't go off of any diagnosis. We don't diagnose, treat, cure, all this FDA disclaimer. So we would have to talk one-on-one. I need to hear all the symptoms, and I don't think this is the right place to do it. So I definitely like to chat with you and see exactly what's going on. And then I can tell you,
But that would be a great test, Mike. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And your info is in the chat?
It will be, yes. I'm about to put it in there.
Perfect. And Moshe, you had a raising your hand?
Two things. First of all, let me make a suggestion, which we did for our product, is you may want to put a list of different items on that people have problems with, have them put on a scale 1 to 10 what each level is, 10 being the worst, 1 being the least. Because it's one thing to have that on there. It's another thing to be able to start marking it and then seeing the results.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, that's what we do.
And so having them keep a record of that, much like they should their blood pressure for some who need it and things like that, might be able to show them that they may not feel the way they want, but at least they can see they're feeling a little bit better.
that's a
So I
great
would
idea.
suggest you offer that.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
one. But number two, my question to you is, are people able to differentiate between, I'll give you an example, my back flares up when
Okay.
it rains. Much like I don't have arthritis, but uh, other people who do, their arthritis flares up. So are they able to differentiate between the pain related to a weather change versus the pain that you're trying to resolve, so that they don't think that your product isn't as successful as it is because of the other issues you're dealing with?
You
That
know, I
maybe
never
you've been able
had, yeah, I never had that question. I just know it works for people who, for example, live in Phoenix, you know, where they have like steady sunny days or so.
So
I've never had that question.
coming down to the East Coast might be a good test for your product.
We don't need to test the product. I mean, the company's been around for 20 years and
I didn't
we
mean it that
are
way.
in
I'm sorry.
like over 100 countries at this point. So you don't grow this fast and this huge, you know, if the product doesn't work.
By the
Yeah.
way, Moshe has a really great idea to write it down and score it on a 0 to 10 scale.
Yes.
And I would recommend doing that for at least a week, so they have, every day they have a score, so that you know what's going on.
After a week, then do it then do it every week after that, and so forth. And that way they can see the improvement, and they're more likely to not only purchase your product, but advertise, but promote it to other people because they can see the difference in themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah.
Any other questions? This has been very great information. And I know, Jasmine, you're a member of the WellWave Now Healthcare Disruptors Facebook group, but I encourage
Yes.
you to post there. You need to put up information. And
Okay.
and to some of the great points that were made here, give an example. Do you have this particular concern? This might be a solution. So if you just say, it helps with everything, then
Sure.
then
Yeah,
you're
I
going to
kind
miss
of,
the audience.
yeah, I kind of get more into details with people, usually one-on-one,
Yeah.
to understand exactly what's
Yeah,
going
but to
on.
to throw up some examples of saying,
I will.
like the knee pain, back pain issue, and this could help. But yeah, that'd be a good audience to speak to there. That's out on that Facebook group. I've just put um in the chat also, upcoming next Tuesday. What is that? April 2nd. At 1 p.m. Pacific time will be the next WellWave Now Healthcare Disruptors chat. So this week we're focusing on living stress-free. So I think everybody could deal with a little less stress in their lives, and invite you to participate and be a part of that. So Dr. Bob's one of the experts that speaks, and it's just a half hour, so we don't take a long time. We just go through some good information in a half hour time, and then get you back to your day. So
Yeah, unless anybody's
I
got.
would have a question, one more question.
Yeah.
You noticed in the video about someone who had osteoporosis, and they were doing a scan on them to talk about, did they do a bone density test? Have you had one prior, before and after yourself?
Yeah, I
to
actually
see
have the
about that?
results. I have her results initially and a year later. Yeah.
And one of my clients just yesterday called me up and said she lifted a chair and she had a compression fracture in her spine, and she's in a lot of
Oh.
pain right now. And I said, man, I wish I could find some way to help her. This might be a really good solution to her.
Oh yeah,
Is there
absolutely.
the
Worth-
video that you had on that? Is that in the chat also? Because I would love to
yes,
show that to her.
exactly. What I put in the chat, it's obviously my contacts, my email, my website, and then I also put my calendar links. So feel free to chat with them if they want to talk with me. I'm happy to talk with anybody. And then also phototherapy video. That's the one that we saw. And the LifeWave X39, that is a more specific video about that particular patch. And that's also like 3 minutes. I also have longer videos where the owner and inventor talks about more details. So if anybody wants that, I always.
Yeah, she's in a lot of pain right now. And, all their, traditional medicine people, they're, oh, there's nothing we can do. Just take pain medicine, call it a day. But
Yeah.
if you can actually, help her grow,
Yeah.
strengthen her bones, that's huge.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
yeah, that will be X39, X49 patches in combination with anti-inflammatory. And then if she's maintaining her pain levels low and she's okay with pills, she can do that, or she can do the pain patch as well. Usually those are the four that we do in that situation. Phil, where is
So
she located?
I'm in the Phoenix area, but she moved to Cottonwood, Arizona, which is a little bit
Okay,
south
I
of
know.
Sedona.
Yep.
Okay,
Phil,
perfect.
Phil, I sent you a private message about that particular person, so I just wanted to alert you.
Oh, so is your contact information in here?
Yeah, it is. Unless you came on later, I'll put it in again if that's the case.
Okay, I probably have it.
I'll throw it in again.
Put it in again just in case. That way I'll save it and I'll talk to you. It's just pretty sad. I mean, I'm talking to her on the phone. I have to go up and do some paperwork with her. And she's looking for solutions as we speak.
Yeah, I'd love to talk with her.
Likewise, I mean, you'll see my comments in your message to you, and I'm going to save the chat with those 3 buttons. Everybody know how to save the chat?
I do. They're moved
Now
them. They
on
were on the
top.
bottom. Now they're on top. So
That's right, they're at the top. Yeah, I wonder why.
That's
there's
interesting.
a lot of changes on Zoom the past week. So
I still have mine on the bottom, which is weird. So I must not have the update. But
Yeah.
well, first off, thank you, Jasmina. That was
Thank you for
wonderful
having me.
presentation. Appreciate you being here and doing that. And then any other upcoming events or announcements that we should be aware of? I know I put the event for next Tuesday, an hour before that. Mike Hayes hosts an event, also just a half hour, so it's a real quick event. You want to tell us more about that, Mike?
Sure. It's really coming together extremely well. We have a city-owned website in Lafayette, California, which is the 14th wealthiest city in America. And you have to live in Lafayette or do business in Lafayette to be on it. So I am putting on an Experience Lafayette speed networking event so that we can network with people that can afford to hire us, because we spend a lot of time networking with people who really can't afford to hire us. And so I look at it as kind of the democratization of wealth. So you can join the speed networking event even if you're not on Experience Lafayette. It's all about AI business networking, and I'm working with Oxford University and the dean and a professor that has created the most sustainable city in Europe called Espoo, Finland. And we want to make Lafayette, California, the mecca of AI, the mecca of artificial intelligence. So we're going to be launching that. We have a local magazine that's promoting it, so it should be well attended. And you'll probably be able to meet more people in that 30 minutes than you met all week. Thank you, Breck.
Yeah, excellent. Any other announcements or events that you have or hosting that you want to invite people to?
Hey, Breck, if it's okay, I'd like to mention for anybody who has online courses already, or you're interested in creating online courses, there's a new platform called The Great Discovery, and several of us here on this call are involved with that. I'm involved as a course content creator, and it's a brand new company. They've got an incredible platform. They have a fantastic affiliate program. You can be an affiliate to it without even creating courses, and just refer people into the best courses you find on there. They translate into over 100 languages. So if anybody has any interest in that, they've got very special, they've just rolled everything out within the past month. Specials going for, like I signed it, to get unlimited course uploads for forever, which is a big benefit.
Not only that, I just signed up under Dr. Bob. I don't even know if he knows that. But I did that, and you can do videos. And the reason I did is one of the professors from Oxford that I work with is a specialist in Espoo, Finland. And so I can do videos in Finnish. and I don't speak Finnish. Okay, I can do videos with this program in 100 different languages, and it uses AI to make my lips and face look like I'm speaking French or Finnish or German, and it's an amazing platform. When I saw that, I was pretty speechless, to tell you the truth. It's amazing.
Pretty
Yeah,
wild.
Mike, I was going to say I always finish my videos, but yeah.
When they come up to the table and they say, finish, the waiter says finish, and I said, no, Irish. But Bob.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you're interested in knowing more about it, just get a hold of me.
Yep.
Happy to tell you about it.
Yeah, that project is called the Great Discovery, an affiliate program. It's pretty interesting because you, even if you don't have your own trainings, you can promote other people's training courses, and you make an affiliate fee for directing people there.
Yeah, and they have
Because I'm
thousands. Go ahead, Moshe, go ahead.
I'm laughing because I'm old enough to remember Victor Kiam. What was it? Remington, the shaving company that he bought, and then he started to do commercials in different languages on his own. I know he learned, he would spend time learning Japanese enough to be able to do the commercial in Japanese and so on. And that's all I could think about in my head.
Yeah, well, now you don't have to learn the language. It's
Right, I know.
amazing to see it work.
You have to see it for your jaw to drop. Hearing it is one thing, but seeing it is amazing.
Have you all seen that new the new device, the AI pin?
No.
So the AI pin actually does real-time translation services for you, but I mean it's meant to be your personal assistant and replace a smartphone having it in your hand. You actually wear it, you pin it onto your clothes, and it's a small little, like the size of a smartwatch, and has a camera in it and a projector. And so you could tap it and say, what time is it? Hold your hand up, and it actually will project the time on your hand if you want it quiet. Otherwise, keep your hand down. It'll tell you, oh, it's 10:45 Pacific time. That will do language translation as well. 2 taps, and I could be, if I've got it set to, to French, I could be in France, and I could say, where's the nearest, bus station from here? And it will translate that in real time in French to whoever I'm speaking with.
If they speak
Hey,
French
Bragg.
back, if they speak French back, will it tell you in English what they said?
Yes.
Bragg, can we tap 3 times and say, beam me up, Scotty?
Yeah, that's exactly what's coming next. Yeah.
It just totally felt like that.
I'll tell you, my thing is more nefarious. Is now you can use profanity in English and they won't understand it in their own language. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think about the obviously they're going to put you on some kind of a subscription, so you're paying a month to month on that. But actually looking at the cost of the device, it's not more than a smartphone. It's actually cheaper than your Apple products. And then the monthly, if you're using it domestically, the monthly subscription for it is less than a cell phone plan. And I think they use the T-Mobile network, so it's a good solid network, but less than a cellular cost of a cellular plan. Then when you go international, then of course there's extra costs because they know you're going to be using the AI for language translation.
Looks like it's $6.99.
Yeah. Yeah. The AI pin by Human is the company. I thought that was pretty cool branding too, to come up with Human.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so new information, but appreciate everyone being here today. We'll give you back a few minutes of your day here, about 10 minutes. I don't think we need to do breakouts or go around the horn. We've all met each other, but next week we get to hear from Dr. Damar Lewis is on deck. Do you remember that, Damar?
I do now.
Right.
I
So
love an honest doctor.
Yeah, I was going to say, April Fools, but no, you are on the calendar for the 4th, and if anyone would like to present, the 11th and the 18th of April are still open as well. So just let me know if if that is a week that you would like to present to the group. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And thanks again, Jasmina, for the great information you shared with us today.
Thank you for having
and to
me.
every,
Yes. And I'd
and to
love to
everybody,
connect with all of you. I have put my calendar in the chat. So if you want to schedule, you're welcome to schedule, or we can chat over the phone, whatever works.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
and to
you.
everybody there who was celebrating, have a happy Easter. Enjoy
Yes,
swims.
I
Thank
actually
you.
went to an amazing pageant last night that blew my mind, and we had hookups, so that one of the technical guys that puts on the sound and lights and stuff like that is a family friend, and so he's reserved some seats for us. Usually people get there at like 6 o'clock in the morning to find a seat for an 8 p.m. And it's an amphitheater because we're in Arizona. And so we're thinking, okay, maybe, great seats will probably be on the side, maybe 4 or 5 rows back, but that's great. We don't have to go at 6 o'clock in the morning. We show up 40 minutes ahead, because they'll start giving away those reserve seats if you're not in them at least a half hour ahead. They were front row, center stage. I was
Wow.
like, wow. And people were walking by going, "Oh, how early did you have to get here?" And we felt embarrassed, like, "Oh, we kind
I
of have
don't
a hookup."
remember.
But it was amazing. Live animals, the shepherds actually had sheep on stage. The Christ comes in on a donkey for Palm Sunday. It was amazing. Yeah. The donkey goes up the steps to the
Wow.
stage. It was a really, really incredible event. John the Baptist literally, I mean, you see the water splash and Christ come back up fully. I mean, he really went in water. It was cool. It was a really cool event that was put on.
How long did it last?
It was about an hour. Yeah, it was
Cool.
an hour. Almost 500 actors in the program. Yeah.
Wow.
Not to mention, it was over 500 if you count the animals.
Hey,
All right,
Brett,
everyone. Happy Easter. Thanks. Take care.